Luna was a 13-year-old girl with a passion for life. She was headstrong and constantly challenging everyone, including her best friend, Pax, who was a yin to her yang. They usually were able to avoid arguments, but while they were working on their documentary about the saving of the oceans, a disagreement about the project's direction ironically got them lost at sea. The disagreement was over a small detail, but escalated into a larger conflict. The two struggled to understand each other's perspectives and could not find common ground and parted ways. Later that night, Luna still couldn't shake the feelings of disappointment and regret as she kept replaying the argument in her mind. She tossed and turned in bed and became so frustrated that she squeezed her eyes closed. Suddenly, everything became bright and lucid, and she was transported back in time to the moment just before the argument. She looked around and found Pax, but despite her efforts to change the outcome, the argument still resulted in a disastrous and heart-wrenching fight. This happened over and over and over again, but after countless attempts, Luna decided to follow Pax home to see if she could find out anything useful from Pax's conversation with her mother. Luna watched Pax with tears in her eyes as she explained her frustration to her mother.
Luna wants to make this documentary all fun and flashy, but I just don't see the value in that. This is far too serious and we need to stick to the facts in order to make a real impact. It's not supposed to be entertaining.
Her mother listened sympathetically and nodded in agreement.
I understand where you're coming from, Pax, but have you at least tried to compromise with Luna? Maybe find a way to combine both of your visions to create something even more powerful.
She asked. Pax paused, contemplating her mother's words. Luna felt a bit hurt hearing Pax simplify her ideas to just fun and flashy, but she understood Pax was far more passionate about saving the oceans. It was her idea to begin with, but this project was the both of theirs and there had to be some sort of compromise. The next morning, Luna sat at the breakfast table, anticipating the conversation with Pax, and her father sensed that distress, so he pulled up a chair beside her. "You okay, Luna?" he asked.
I'm having a hard time with something. I'm completely lost and I can't find the right answer.
"Oh, I see. Well, I know what it's like to get lost in your head. Sometimes it can feel like you're lost at sea. It can get real choppy sometimes, and you may feel like you're not getting any closer, but just when you're about to give up hope, you'll find your lighthouse to guide your way." He patted Luna's back and got up to leave. That left a space in her mind which was quickly filled with the image of the ocean. As soon as her father left the room, a tidal wave of water from the ocean crashed into the room and filled it rapidly. She quickly got onto the kitchen table and got carried out of the kitchen and onto the vast open sea. As she struggled to stay afloat, Luna realized she wasn't just hallucinating, she was actually on a boat, lost at sea with nothing but her father's words. She thought deeply about them, and miraculously, the lighthouse he had spoken of appeared, and with determination, she rowed her boat towards the light. With that lighthouse in sight, Luna rowed even more vigorously. The light eventually became so bright that she had to close her eyes, but when she opened them, she was back at school, but this time things were very different. She spots a girl that strangely looked just like her. For a moment she was confused, but then she remembered it was her daughter, and this was her 8th grade graduation. Luna was now an adult, and as she looked around, she saw Pax with her own child. The two reminisced about their argument so many years ago, and Pax told Luna that she had woken up that morning thinking about that fight they had and how, even all those years later, she never understood what had happened.
But now I get it.
She said,
I was lost at sea, but you were my lighthouse, and it was you this whole time guiding me through the rough waters. Sometimes you have to be a little fun and flashy to get your friend's attention.
With tears in her eyes, Luna realized the truth of the situation. Time and growth had given her a higher perspective. Pax wasn't just her best friend, she was her reflection. She hugged her best friend tightly, knowing that no matter what she would never get lost, because she had truly found herself.